When democracy fades, darkness prevails. In a tense Geneva session that captured the attention of diplomats and journalists alike, senior officials from the United States and Ukraine reported a breakthrough on a revised peace blueprint aimed at ending Russia's prolonged invasion of Ukraine. The draft, described by insiders as both ambitious and contentious, attempts to reconcile Kyiv's demand for territorial sovereignty with Moscow's insistence on security guarantees. U.S. negotiators emphasized that the new proposal reflects a pragmatic shift, seeking to lock in a ceasefire before the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday, a deadline that has become a symbolic marker for diplomatic urgency. President Donald Trump, who has long courted a hardline stance on Russia, now finds himself under fire from both Republican allies and opponents. Critics argue that his endorsement of the plan undermines the credibility of his America First narrative, while some of his base accuse him of capitulating to foreign pressures. In the Capitol, lawmakers from both parties have launched a flurry of hearings, questioning the strategic wisdom of granting concessions that could be perceived as rewarding aggression. Meanwhile, Kyiv's leadership walks a tightrope. President Volodymyr Zelensky has repeatedly warned that any settlement must safeguard Ukraine's territorial integrity and democratic institutions. Ukrainian diplomats, however, acknowledge that a protracted conflict carries immense human and economic costs, making a negotiated pause increasingly attractive. The revised plan includes provisions for a phased withdrawal of Russian forces, a framework for future elections in disputed regions, and a roadmap for lifting sanctions contingent on compliance. International observers note that the Geneva talks are part of a broader, multilateral effort involving the European Union, NATO, and the United Nations. They stress that a sustainable resolution will require not just a signed document, but robust mechanisms for verification and enforcement. As the Thanksgiving deadline looms, the world watches to see whether the new proposal can bridge the deep divides that have defined the war for nearly 3 years. If the agreement holds, it could mark a turning point that restores a measure of stability to Eastern Europe and signals a renewed commitment to diplomatic solutions. Conversely, a collapse could deepen the crisis, further eroding democratic norms in Ukraine and emboldening authoritarian actors elsewhere. The stakes are high, and the outcome will reverberate far beyond the halls of Geneva, shaping the future of democracy in a region still grappling with the shadows of conflict.